Tonight, Truth Social tanking. Donald Trump's shares today plunging more than 18%. The latest plunge coming amid news that the social media company is putting another 21.5 million shares up for sale. The company's bleeding money, so they want to issue more shares to raise the money. But of course, when you issue new shares, that means the already existing shares get diluted. They lose value. And the share price has already fallen by half. Trump himself has actually lost almost $3 billion since Truth Social went public less than 3 weeks ago, all on paper. Out front now, Dan Alexander, the senior editor at Forbes. So Dan, flooding the market with new shares. What is the bottom line for small investors who bought into Trump's company because they believe in him?
Well, the bottom line is that they are going to get diluted, and this makes it more likely that they are going to lose money. The problem here is that this SPAC was set up and the deal was set up in a way that allowed a lot of Wall Street insiders and Trump and the other people involved with his company to get in at very, very discounted rates. Meanwhile, all the retail shareholders were putting up huge sums to buy in. And the ultimate effect is that they put in the cash and the other people walk away with the shares.
I mean, it was unbelievable, as you point out, right? Trump and the insiders have got the shares for, rock bottom, right? Then it goes public, and the people who buy at those prices get hurt the most. I mean, anyone who bought Trump media shares when it peaked, and I guess, Dan, that was what, $66 per share. So they've now lost half their money. And just to be clear, people who got in and bought at that price were not inside, sophisticated Wall Street insiders, right? These were small-time investors who support Donald Trump, wanted to support his company. There was a person who put a large chunk of his life savings in this company. He told the Washington Post, Dan, I know good and well it's in Trump's hands and he's got plans. I have no doubt it's going to explode sometime. I mean, that's actually makes me really sad. I mean, how do you even react to that?
Yeah, it is a sad story, and the trouble here is that if you look at the fundamentals of the company, it's poised to go down a lot more. If you look at the number of users that this company has, the amount of revenue that it generates, its valuation should be measured in the hundreds of millions of dollars at the most. Right now, the public markets are valuing it at $3.5 billion. So that means that this stock should fall by at least another 90% before the metrics start to make any amount of sense. And for people who are just blindly putting their faith in Trump and in the company, that means that they could stand to lose a lot of money. And if somebody's just throwing a couple of, $1,000 that they have extra, okay, fine. People donate to political campaigns too. But if somebody's putting a significant chunk of their life savings into it, they could really get wiped out by the very person who they're trusting their money to, saying this guy's going to make this company an amazing venture.
I mean, it's incredible what you're saying there. You're saying, so we'd already look at something that's lost half its value since March 26th, half its value. But you're saying it could go down another 90%?
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, if you look at the company's own filings, they're saying that its accountants had questions about whether it could continue as a going concern. They're saying that bankruptcy is not out of the question eventually. So this thing could go to zero eventually. But just if you look at the actual business fundamentals right now, and you stack that up against, for example, the valuation of Twitter or of Facebook, some other social media companies, and you try to correlate those and make it make sense, we're so far away from that point right now that it looks like this stock should continue falling drastically.
All right. Thank you very much, Dan. Good to see you.